Looking atop the hilltop, we spot Megaman level number 102, waiting for its next victim to approach. It seems the prey has taken interest. He walks up to the judge billboard, reads the title, Wily in Space, Roll's Rescue. The prey is intrigued and walks right into the teleporter, not knowing the fate that's about to befall him. Welcome back for more Make a Good Mega Man Level 3, where we're observing Mega Man levels in their natural habitat today. I don't think Roll's meant to be here, though, so we're supposed to be breaking her out. She's not in her natural habitat. Hello there, it's me, Roll. I got that. You must have come to rescue me from Wily's space station, but I'm in a little trouble right now. Yeah, you're kidnapped in Wily's space station. That's kind of the problem you're in. Ahead of us are a lot of enemies, and I forgot my bus to upgrade. Could you scout ahead and get rid of them? Please be careful. It happens to the best of us, Roll. No worries. They've got special protection. Make sure to find a weak spot. Okay, I've been pretty good at that this competition. Hey Grimspecs, how you doing tonight? I'm doing swell myself, although I am honestly a little bit tired, all things considered. Didn't sleep great last night, so we're gonna see if I do manage to last 2 hours as promised. But, you know, I'll probably find my second wind once I actually get into the gameplay. Let's see. Good despite the rough weather. Yeah, I hear ya. It do be raining a lot out here. It's also, the humidity was so thick by the time I got out of work today. Like, I was legitimately having difficulty breathing on the way home, which is not something that usually happens. Oh, Roll, you could teleport. Wonderful. Maybe you could teleport out of here so I don't have to help you. Sniper Joes that look tough. Different kinds too. Wonder if there's some way to get past those shields. Oh, certainly. Although, Roll, you're starting to fulfill the role you did in the GameCube Anniversary Collection. You don't need to tell me how to play Mega Man. This is a pretty cute aesthetic to this level, though. I gotta say, it's well, I wouldn't say cute. It's just a well-designed kind of, you know, space fortress. It harkens back to the best of Mega Man 10, and so I really appreciate that. Oof. Okay. It's a nice Sniper Joe, though. I can't say I've actually seen this from any other game before. So, custom sprite work, great. If at least just sampled sprite work, also great. Hey, there's the Wily Star from, or not the Wily Star, but one of Wily's ships from the Game Boy games. Love it. But actually, the complete, yeah, exactly. Roll be out here telling you, hey, wait a minute, your weapons do things. Mega Man, that's called a conveyor belt in front of you. If you stand on it, you will be moved by it. Oh my god. Oh god, I still sincerely hope that they patch out, or at least patch that, whatever this enemy is called that shoots the lightning bolts, just so that way it's just a little less loud. I would really appreciate that. For some reason, its lightning balls are just way too obnoxious. Okay, that's pretty clever. If I actually wanted to interact with that, that'd be nice. Why do you call it oven when you in the cold food and eat out the hot food? Perfect. That's because no one has ever been far ass to decide to go do want more like. You feel? Oh, okay, I didn't think this one through. That's not gonna get me over there. Sure, that works. That's close enough. Without Magnet Beam, okay, that makes sense to how you'd have to go get it like that. I was thinking before, it's like, well, wait a minute, why would I even bother shooting this thing over when I could just Magnet Beam? And I remembered, there is no Magnet Beam in this stage. My Magnet Beam privileges are revoked. A good challenge to get that second token. A little bit, it feels more butt-clenching than it actually was. I was surprised that I made it back alive out of that. Very solid level construction so far, if maybe just very enemy-heavy. There hasn't really been a gimmick so far to interact with. But they are put in good places, good rewards to go and do things. So I like that a lot. Hey, Roll. How you doing? Seems to be two machines working together. Shock, never heard of that. Invincible green armors to try to find their weak spot. Okay. Will do. If they're anything like the Joes, I know how to deal with it. speaking of... Yep, I knew it. Mega Man 10 inspired. You have to have a hollow W. Oh, this thing. Oh, right. Well, this isn't actually too bad. Oh, good, and it's not doing the grabby attack. Easy. Alright, cool. It's honestly one of the less intense things from the Challenger for the Future to put in your level. Most of them are just crazy. It's imprisoned here. I noticed there were some oddly colored Joes. It's possible they have different abilities than regular Joes. Oh no. I mean, most Joes are different colors and have slightly different abilities, so that's not exactly a surprise. Oh hey, it's like that, it's like the Aetherman stage, with all the different Joe types. Alright, I appreciate that. Different weapons. And for the Comboloid, so you know how to fight it. True. Let me read it off to you. So that way you don't have to experiment with your weapons. Also, I see the Wily Star there. Very nice. This level has some very nice aesthetic touches. It feels actually, like, very Capcom-esque, and I enjoy that. You know, I'm only just noticing the music is a little quiet for me, so it's probably even quieter for the audience here. Let me turn that up a bit. I'll never get sick of this song, no matter how many times it gets used in all the contest levels, so I appreciate that selection. Let's see. Alright. I like that the Joe enemies feel, or at least this unique Joe enemy feels fair. I enjoy its, you know, deployment, actually. Doesn't feel like it's just surprising you out of nowhere, even though its attacks are fast. That's a good thing. Like Alia from X5, so she doesn't forcibly stop the gameplay, explain how jumping works. True, you just now voluntarily stop the gameplay. Okay, you're just not unshielded for very long. Interesting. I mean, I could have used Alia back in, what was it, Grand Fire Palace a couple of tiers ago? If only she was there, she could have maybe saved me. Okay, so far the only thing I feel is lacking from this stage is just any gimmicks. Like, the platforming and enemy challenges are designed fairly well, I'd say. I mean, most of them is a little bit of just kind of mindless jumping and shooting. But it could be spiced up by just a little bit of... oh, well, that's embarrassing. Is that just an M... What was up there? Was that just a weapons tank or a mystery tank? I'm gonna go check. But yeah, this could be spiced up a little with just a little bit of extra, you know, brain power to put into things. Some gimmicks to make the enemies feel a little bit more interactive. The stage geometry does somewhat of a good job of this, but I'm already feeling a little bit bored. Alright, I've got a place to be, Joe. I don't need to stop for you again. Your name's not Magical Joe. I'm not stopping for you. Oh, okay. It was just a mystery tank. Alright, it was not important to come back up here. Oh, that's how that's supposed to work. That's funny. Push the Joe off into the pit. That is honestly way more... That is way more fun than just fighting Joe the honest way. Oh, and you can't really do much. That one's place is just about as unfortunately as the MaGMML3 Hammer Joe that's just in the corner doing nothing. The Wily Fortress. Come on, folk stage, good aesthetics. Feels a lot like 1 to 3 Wily stage. Yeah, it definitely does. I enjoy those kinds of stages, so there's not really, you know, no hate against that. But it definitely is like, you know, they are not the most stunning stages possible. If I found this in the fan game, yeah, I'd be happy with it. But I would definitely be, you know, I would say there's definitely better. Like, I think for context of, like, maybe my stage preferences, I mean, I still do prefer, you know, all these kind of rompy combat stages over overly elaborate things. Sheriff Man was actually my favorite stage from the previous competition, so I definitely have a place in my heart for these kinds of stages. But, you know, that being said, I do definitely know that there is more out there. That's why I was super excited to actually see Sheriff Man have his own tier in this game. That character had so much charm to him, to see him actually get reused like that, and he's my favorite from the last competition. Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. No notes. Alright, another secret up here? Alright, you couldn't resist. At least it's a smaller one this time. Sorry for running off so quickly. I don't think you ran. Head's another Comboloid, but the terrain's a bit more dangerous this time. Remember its weak spot. Okay. Roll, I have object permanence, thank you. Come on, accuracy is key here. Oh, there we go. 1.5 cycles. Amazing. Are we falling through space now? Okay, good. Thought we may have just been ejected out the trash chute and forever subjected to an infinite abyss. Hey, Roll, are we almost out of here? Bye, look at the next room. Things don't look good. Why has created a new Metal Daddy that's stronger than ever? Your buster should be able to hit his weak spot more easily. Okay. I question... Oh, there's still more stuff up there, which... Okay, that makes sense. That's actually... That's a good place to put the token if you've realized that you can actually go and get through to all the Dr. W, or that those are all hollow. I like that. Before you headed to beat the boss, I'd like to say thanks for saving me and completing this level. Tileset and custom Joe sprites are made by Tyra, and all the assets are provided in the Megaman engine. I also like to thank the pro playtesters who playtested my level, and I wish the best of luck to all of you in your creative endeavors. Why, thank you, Roll. Now I know why you're so helpful. You're a judge stand-in. Oh, okay, also great choice for boss music. This is such a slept-on theme. It's such a shame that the Mega Man Game Boy 4 just is relatively obscure compared to the other, you know, Mega Mans. Really, all my other... I just gotta see. Really, all of my other weapons have difficulty with this? Oh, wait, hold on. Did I get, like, a Charge Man type thing going? Where I was, like, in an invincible state, but also still moving? Oh, that's cool. Get stuck in Break Dash like that. Oh, and ironically, it's actually weak to Magnet Shockwave. Sure, why not? That's not how metals work, but okay. Alright, let's see. We'll get remasters of the Game Boy games. Yeah, like, why is Capcom... I mean, Capcom's done all the legacy collections for almost all the other Mega Man, you know, jump and shoot games. Why have they not done it for the Game Boy series yet? I mean, I don't know, maybe it was one of those things where it's like, well, the ROMs were lost in a fire years ago, and we don't want to, you know, get it secondhand from the internet, but, man, it would be really great to see them, I mean, even in a collection, I'd still buy that. As a full remake? Oh, that would be heaven. Are you kidding me? This is literally some of the best adventures are in those games. At the very least, many of them are on par with the NES series. This was released on the 3DS eShop. Wow. Alright, that's not... I mean, I say that's not too far away. That was probably like 10 years ago. But, no, still, those need to have the... If the Zero series and ZX series can get an accessible remake, then so should the Game Boy games. But yeah, no, this was a cool level. Fun, just kind of combat-heavy stage, well-designed enemies, not too difficult to encounter. but also not, either a snooze fest either. Good tokens, decent level length, a little on the long side, but I'm fine with that. Aesthetics are good. Just wish there was, maybe some gimmicks, and then also, let's see, maybe some gimmicks, and also, there's one thing. Oh yeah, Roll kind of being as helpful as she is strange. We've all had too much of that experience in some of the other Mega Man games. Fill to the brim with shielded enemies and really use any of its level gimmicks. This is a combination that creates a functional level, does not create a fun one. I wouldn't say that. Points of interest doesn't give me that much to talk about overall. I mean, that's fair. There's not a lot to say. Too long, many shields, barely anything else. Custom Joe variants. Yeah, those are... Some of them are interesting. The one with the Fury Sparks, do work well with some of the geometry, but, the Ballad Crackers are just kind of annoying to fight. Legends fans still waiting on the Legacy Collections. Legends fans still waiting to have Capcom recognize that their favorite series is not a fever dream. Let's be real here. Let's see. Every enemy in this entire level has shields except the Illicits. New Joe variants not necessarily the best idea. Yeah, I guess there could have been fewer shielded variants, but it actually didn't feel that bad. I only busted out the laser trident once in a while. Fun to shove things around move hover. It sure is. Difficulty curve, good deductions, greed. Shortening the length, relying way less on shielded enemies. Yeah, a bit. And do some gimmicks. Agreed. Combo Lloyd is nice, though it's been used a couple times, so I mean I'll take seeing Combo Lloyd over the Mega Man Game Boy Metal Cannon again. I've seen that thing too many times in the lower tiers. I don't ever need to see it again. Stage runs about double the length of an original Mega Man level. Within to justify the runtime, not exactly. Aesthetics are great. Level design wise, a little empty. Yeah, a bit. At least they're competent configurations. I'll give it that. Would have made for a decent gimmick to exploit throughout. Oh yeah, pushing enemies into right places or something. Maybe invincible enemies. You have to shove them somewhere. Could have been nice. What else to talk about here? A bit bare bones. Agreed. To rescue Roll from that dastardly Wily. Oh wait, she's just right there in the first room. Yeah, a bit of a simple rescue mission. She's not exactly imprisoned in much ways. She almost just seems lost in the castle. Let's see. Walk in the park in space. A lot of enemies are around without consideration. Yeah, they don't really combo. Not too many of them combo. Old pals, the terrible trio strike back. Yeah, shield attackers, Mets and Joes. Just kind of everywhere. Yeah, I guess that could be a hint. I didn't think about that you might actually get a hint from respawning, in case you've never done it. It does kind of rely on Mega Man 10 foreknowledge. Maybe it would have been better if the first Wily logo was hinted at that was invisible, and then you could maybe try to follow that up each time. But, yeah, it's a fine balance between being too obvious and having a cute callback. Personally, I don't find it to be a bad thing if the token is just hidden back there. It rewards something that is used at least once in the official games and a fair amount within fan games, so I don't think it's too bad if it's something completely optional like that. Still a bit punishing players for playing well. I don't think of it that way. It's nice when one of those one central flaw thing we discussed up front before focusing on all the good stuff. In this case, the level just feels long. Agreed. It's the relative lack of challenge progression, although new enemies roll at regular intervals. Yeah, it doesn't really change too much. It is kind of samey. It was a good kind of samey, but samey nonetheless. Balancing the level a little bit. Could be, but for a long stage, it's not bad. Graphics are nicely detailed. Background blocks subtly help the player. That's nice, yeah. Battleship's a nice touch, as well as the Wily Star. Don't forget about that one. Joe designs are cool. Yeah, restrained use of instant death. It is nice. Last token is exactly the right amount of sneaky. I agree. Oops, you took the bottom path token? I don't quite know what you're talking about there. Rules dialogue. It doesn't have as much substance as it could. Doesn't matter. It's nearly as much as the good stuff. Fair enough. The Ballade Cracker joke could definitely be tweaked a little bit to have a more of an opening. Alright, A-Spark. Let's see your dour take on everything. Ever put into creating this? Hated it? Come on now. Jeez. Main problem with the levels, small flaws. The stage, enemy placement to the enemy placement. You're not going to mention the gimmicks? Kind of stage offered no threat to the player. I wouldn't say no threat. Yeah, but the shielded enemies died pretty quickly. It wasn't bad. And all 50 of the rooms felt the same. 15. I guess. Very interesting choices. All right, we've been over this ramp before. Yeah, Megaman, here's this enemy, and I'll just tell you how it works. Yeah, not great. Ever since Ego Raptor talked about that, we don't need to repeat that mistake. Agreed. Can't mention gimmicks, there are none. Well, you know, they can complain about there being a lack of gimmicks. Hey, Element Man, what's up? Oh, right, I don't speak hieroglyphs. I hope you're enjoying nature too, buddy. Peaceful forest like this is excellent for meditation, is what I would be saying if that idiot Burner Man wasn't up there screaming like a fool. 100? Did I skip one? Okay, yeah, wait, where's 101? There it is. That's in odd order. Kamusa, man. Ever since the second festival, people are paying much more attention to me. Yeah, they sure are. One for paparazzi. This quiet forest is more my taste. Okay, let's see. What's 101? Chemical industry. Now, hold on. You have my attention now. Let's see what kind of chemistry we're actually working with here. Interesting music. I usually enjoy this sound font, but there's something a little bit like scratchy about like the occasional treble in there. There's something weird about the I can't quite put my finger on right now. All right, more Sonic inspiration. I dig it. Chemical Plant Zone. Turtles in Time music. Yeah, that would sound about right actually. I know some of the Ninja Turtles games have some excellent music to them, so. Alright, I'll take Chemical Plant Zone. I was hoping for something a little bit different, you know, but that's hearing Zebra and having, you know, hearing Zebra and then having expectations for a horse or whatever the analogy actually is. I will take the crabs being used in a pretty cool manner, actually. It's a pretty basic setup. We've probably seen it before in, I think, whatever their original game was. Aren't these from the Game Boy? And, but to see them be iterated upon a bit more is nice, just considering that, that the crab, you know, only gets attention, I believe, in that one level. Okay, so some decent platform to start with. Okay, I do think at this point maybe the crabs need a little bit extra to make them interesting. I've seen a few screens of them already, and it's mostly just the same old traps we've always seen. Okay. Overly dramatic introduction to this enemy. I'll take it. Oh, okay, alright. I like the progressing challenge of these guys just dogpiling you. You have to figure out a good arrangement to get them in. And then that one, where it's best to just move on. Alright, that's awkward to fight them on that slope. I don't think that was necessarily the best idea, but props for trying. Very aesthetically pleasing level, though. You know, not only is it's not just chemical plant zone aesthetics, it's also mixing in, you know, city and sewer aesthetics all in one. Got strong theming with its enemies being mostly aquatic. I guess we have the occasional Met in here that are generic enough, but, you know, you can throw them in anywhere, and it's pretty good. Come on, there we go. Okay. You still got me. Good active music. What's not to like? Anything over here? No? Alright. Does this Guts platform go back? Oh no, it just falls. Well, that's concerning. Guess I just have to hop on and trust that it won't take me off into the void. Uh-oh. Well, I did I did its job for me. I took myself into the void. Alright. I understand wanting to put the checkpoint right before the sewer section, especially after, you know, facing the onslaught of the exploding enemies. I think, though, given the length of how badly you can fuck up that section like I just did, I feel like a checkpoint would definitely be better right before your, you know, your cool Guts Lift gimmick area. Just because this is not the longest to have to walk back to this challenge, but it is notably annoying to have to do so. Especially when just getting hit or mistiming your jump means, you know, not only a several second fall to your doom, but then probably about a minute's walk back to the actual challenge at hand. Alright, you know, good safe. Well, maybe not a safe introduction to the fact that the Guts platform jumps out at you on these blank spots. But at the very least, you know, you got to actually see how the Guts platform works before just being thrown into it, trying to dunk you into the drink. So, and there weren't frogs all over the place as the gap was introduced. So, alright, that's definitely probably the difficulty spike of the stage. Probably would have been better to have that as the climax rather than the mid-section. Unless we're going to get an even more difficult and longer one later, which I kind of hope not. That's maybe probably the peak of difficulty I would hope for in a Mega Man stage. Not like I couldn't handle more, but maybe I don't necessarily want to. Okay, secret key. Nice. Been looking for one of these sections to actually be a secret so far, and it finally paid off. Alright, revisiting that concept. I like it. We didn't just abandon the fact that these things have ambush screens. Oh, and wait, now I got... Okay, so it's cool that we have enemies on the Guts platforms now, but... I mean, for an enemy that just shoots in a straight line, it kind of feels a little underwhelming. It's like, yeah, you combine the enemy with the gimmick, but the enemy, not much really comes of it. Now, to have a... I can't tell if it would be too mean or super cool to have a bubble crab, you know, combined with the Guts platforms, because the stage did seem to forget about those pretty quickly. Okay, the bubble crabs are at least back, so we might not have completely lost them. Hopefully they just aren't used in a completely evil way with the guts platforms coming up here. Right, what weapons do I have at my disposal? I'm getting a little bit sick of jamming my finger into these things. Maybe one frog too many. Okay, water shield? Yeah, maybe I can make use out of this. Good. Who said that water resists water? This isn't Pokemon. Alright, that's fun. They follow you in a pretty fun pattern down here. And for once, satisfying to have a Spark Chaser actually kill a whole horde of enemies at once rather than just one. And a nice, aesthetically pleasing place for all these little balls that it's shooting to go dump down into the corner. I like that, so they don't accumulate. Alright. I was about to comment, you know, the first one really didn't do anything. You can just get up close and personal and its entire attacks are invalid, but I think it's fine if it's just meant to introduce the boss so that way you have a slightly harder fight on the Guts platforms. Okay. This is definitely Turtles in Time music, so yeah, you're totally right on that, Grimspecs. This had to be all Turtles in Time music. Whenever I hear this theme, I just think of the, I think it's the video by Steamed Sam on, what is it, Homer in New York? Something like that. Homer in, yeah. It's a Homer in New York joke for The Simpsons, but it's, you know, emulating one of the old-style fighting games. Alright, Grey Devil is at least an appropriate boss for this, even if it's not exactly one I want to be fighting again in this competition. Yeah, I don't know. Cool level. Definitely it's very good aesthetics. For things that I have seen before, for aesthetic-wise in this competition, use them quite nicely. There's another path this level if you fell down during the Guts drop. I remember having to deal with the Octoper mini-boss. Interesting. I wouldn't quite doubt that. That would make sense if they didn't want their Guts drop section to be completely punishing. I just happened to transition to the next screen and find the pit that's down there instead. Maybe I'll go back and look at that, you know, in my off time. But cool level, good use of simple aesthetics. I like that. Enemy challenges were satisfying, maybe a little bit repetitive, and the use of the Guts lifts to actually make some pretty cool vertical sections, while maybe a bit too difficult for a conventional Mega Man level, I think it still fits, like, just within the envelope of what is doable, so I like that quite a bit, actually. Solid music choice as well. I guess there are... The only thing I would maybe say is that a lot of the frogs eventually just started to be bullet sponges. They were maybe not the biggest challenges in the world, because they only just shoot horizontally and that's it. They just kind of got in the way after a while. They maybe started to get some uninspired placement. But for the most part, I thought they were used pretty well. So I gotta say, I like the stage. I like the stage quite a bit. I had fun with it. Right. I'm surprised it didn't use Chemical Plant for the music, but then this didn't feel super chemically. Yeah, it not quite, but you know, it felt more like a water treatment plant, certainly. Guts list with added shenanigans. Let's see. Unusual enemy set. Fever, Glooper, and Siebel. Fever somehow is the most normal enemy of the stage. None of its appearance does great, but outside of a few, without something to knock you into, it was never used poorly. Glooper is one of the more effective enemies to be paired with Guts lifts. Let's see. Very interesting turret. Makes a rather frustrating turret due to how much of a damage sponge it is, but for the most part, it's okay. Agreed. Sybil's a pain in the tail. Giant clouds of them get annoying after the fourth time. I wouldn't quite say that. I think you just had to have a good reaction speed. I think that they were quite nice, actually. Other awkward quirk here is a split path. Oh, okay, I see. Yep, you're right. Bottom path is presumably, or hopefully, the main path. It's a decent experience overall. Let's see. Inoffensive. My biggest complaint besides Sybil being annoying is that the waterfalls affect your gravity now. But early in the stage, it did nothing of the sort. Yeah, if taking that path would have actually made for quite a different opinion. With the worst of the Gloopers yet, and if you do get to it, the painful Sybil clouds are in full force here. Top it all off, there's no real reward to go in the top path. I mean, it's not like it's that hard to find the key, but whatever. I can appreciate that you can't lock yourself out of these tanks with checkpoints. It's because there's barely any on the top route, can become quite a pain. Let's see. Less entertaining route. Huh. Well, I might have actually been... I would like the stage even more if I took the fail path, the fail state path. This level beyond some frustration points really didn't leave much of an impression on me. Could be better, could be worse. Yeah, I think they could have made it a little easier to access the fail safe path if you still transition onto the next screen. Having it be a death pit's a weird inconsistency. Let's see, initial impressions are fine. Oh yeah, probably the other complaint I could have is that the crab bubble enemies just kind of fell off after the first few screens. They made a slight appearance at the end, but didn't really seem to do anything major, when on Guts lifts they would have been great. Let's see, repeating rooms, but now with X amount more of the same enemies are questionable. Small tile usage. Looper's relatively tanky enemy, agreed. Nothing short of frustrating? Really? I wouldn't say so. Yeah, the second section was a lot easier, just because there's much fewer tanky gloopers there. Upper path doesn't feel all that special. That's fine. I don't think that's a problem, necessarily. You just have two different paths to a level. Mega Man 10 did it super well, and we all loved it. The way it's executed really brings the stage down. The vast majority of levels issues should be solved if the players was an actual choice. Tedious no, I've named for a very fun experience, Buster only. I don't know what y'all are saying. Do you think you have some solid ideas here? Nah, cool level. I don't know. Red Mountain Zone Act 3. Oh boy. More and more of these. Never-ending Sonic levels, yeah. Least fun least fun? Jeez. Okay, if the gloopers were just maybe had a little bit less health, it'd be great, but come on now. It's not that tedious. Oops. 360 controller, doing that to me again. Let's see. Easily swarm you. Well, that's the point, but they get a nice delay, so you can position yourself somewhere. The first one's introduced to you safely. I think it makes complete sense. Enemies do complement the platforming challenges for sure, but it mostly consists of the frogs hiding behind reflect blocks. I mean, at the very least, you don't have to spam them down anymore. Spikes that don't look like spikes. Didn't notice those. A design choice of having a split path in the form of player failed. Both paths eventually lead to the same boss anyways. There aren't tokens to find, no incentive to stay on the top path, I guess. In speedruns, sure, then you just drop right down. But, I don't know. It's a fun little bonus, I guess. Oops, wrong button. Let's see, 3 main things about the level. Meaningful use of slopes. Guts lifts, which despite some polish issues are enjoyably tricky. Invincible blocks that are integrated into the challenges. Right. Positives only go so far in boosting the level's score. Ideally, architecture and screen transitions should concise, consciously define the flow of a level. Sometimes, yeah, you could backtrack into danger, like with all the exploding fly enemies. Paucity. Ooh, good word, Flashman. Aggravated situation, vertical section, the one with all the frogs, but that's almost every section. Yeah, it could have been toned down. Special weapons are too useful here. A little bit. Discernible challenge progression. Yeah, definitely. tile work is beautiful, I think. Finally popped in from the dev kit with no alteration. Was the best possible choice to fit the theme. Agreed. Okay, A-Spark likes this level. Okay, sure. Get your button mashing ready. Suck accessibility settings in the game for many reasons. This is a good place to switch on rapid fire. That's true, actually. I even forgot about that existed as a feature. Divergent routes. Lesser, more arrogant level design would force you to go through both. Yeah, that would be rough. Upper path is a ton more stressful to even get to, and the lower is often entered by sheer accident. This could have completely killed the level's enjoyment. Yeah, having converge is good. I think that's good. It would be unfun if you had to take both paths and then get the energy element, making the top path mandatory, and then people would complain about the guts lift section being too difficult, and it's so hard to get to the second token. It kills my enjoyment. No, it's better that it's just optional. You can do it for funsies. Judging, I don't know the end user that much. Oh yeah, didn't. Difficulty curve of the stage is a little over the place. Yeah, maybe. Makes your custom Megaman plummet into a pit bound by gooey, slimy death. Past this point, the enemies on stage are more forgiving, much trickier to avoid. What path's a little bit more basic, also more enjoyable. Sad to hear. Yeah, guts lifts were very, very well used, given how common they are. Game Gear Octoper. Oh, okay. Well, yep, that's below. The upper path felt different. It's not much else noteworthy. It gets proven themselves the biggest nuisance. Yeah, I thought they were good challenges. Screen transitions. These two-way transitions mean scrolling back. At best, gets you hit by an enemy, but in several instances result in the player dying. Yeah, didn't notice those. I mean, I noticed once when running from the Sibyls a bunch, but it didn't really lead to death. It just led to a reset. Using atmosphere, Konami music as a highlight. Enhance the stage. Yeah, no, for stock assets, just a little bit of extra goes a long way. Alright, well, really enjoyed that quite a bit. And also mix impeccable memory. Yeah, like I keep saying, I really just hope that the next entry in the MaGMML series just has little judge emotes where they can just put a little, whatever the sprite is of what they're talking about, so that way, we can both avoid the awkward usage of that fly enemy that explodes versus precise Japanese name that not everybody knows. So I appreciate Ace doing that, certainly. Outer Reaches. Alright, level 100. This better be good. Well, ironically, not Energy Element 100. Unfortunate. Oh, okay. That was weird. Sorry if that was... Hold on. Sorry if that was picking up on the microphone. There was literally a flash flood warning for my area, and I thought it was just part of the music choice. I was very, very confused for a second. It was only when I looked down that I realized that, oh, no, that's not actually a weird music choice. I guess we're past those, but given that we've had weird carnival themes in the game so far, I wouldn't put it past for somebody to just use, like, an alarm to start off. Didn't hear it so good. Alright, cool. The directional mic is functioning. Oh, is there another secret path over here that I missed? Alright, come on, we'll hit the retry. Let's see. Not seeing anything there. Probably nothing that way. Alright, maybe it's just a loop back kind of situation. You have to magnet beam inside. Okay. Yeah, alright, that's a bit of an awkward angle to actually have to do a magnet beam from with the amount of overhang, but fair enough. Okay, well, so far, the level's not having the best first impression. It's kind of just, you know, generic space gravity man or Starman kind of stuff with some, you know, low energy, I'm guessing Metroid music. So there could be a couple more things to spice things up here. Also, I'm except for the ladder, I am certain this is just directly ripped from Starman stage, this screen. So that's not great for the creativity aspect of things. Okay, speaking of the creativity... Okay. Alright, I saw a ladder down there. I don't think that the secret path is here in any sense, but maybe that's something to come back to. Keep that in mind. It's a weirdly placed spike, but... Okay. Crystal maze. Alright. That was okay. I think it's high because the boss is pretty good. Alright, that can definitely do some things. That can do a lot for a level, certainly. It is just definitely a weird choice to make for a Mega Man level. Mega Man levels aren't super atmospheric and such. I think you're overthinking things a bit. Oh, that's a one-way okay. Yeah, I have that tendency. I mean, can you blame me? I know we're not in tier 1 and 2 anymore, but when you have just obscure secrets riddled everywhere, I wouldn't put it past even higher levels that have, you know, good design to then also just have weird secret placement. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Penguin, very, very random enemy pick. But I guess it works for, a challenge. I do have to wonder what people's obsession with the Crystal Joes are. I mean, I've seen them used so much in every competition. They're kind of cool as Joes aesthetically, but... you know, they're not exactly the most interesting attack pattern. Okay. Alright. Kind of cool. The teleporting boss that is not complete bullshit. Oh, okay. Rainbow Gemini Man. Interesting. Alright, cool boss, but definitely... It's a neat custom boss, but it really didn't provide a lot of challenge. It was fairly designed, I'll give it that, but for the most part I could just blast it. Didn't have to think too much, just did some basic jumping patterns. Once I understood, you know, what the arrow meant that it's teleporting, then it was pretty much toast. Yeah, just given that there really weren't many gimmicks, the level was really short, kind of strange secrets, at least one strange secret token. Yeah, I'm not really sure why this level made it up so high, honestly. I definitely enjoyed that particularly less than the previous level. It wasn't terrible, but it was just kind of, eh. That was a dope boss. Green Gemini Man, actual name is Fracture. I mean, alright, if everyone else thinks the boss is dope, then maybe I'm just weird, but, yeah. Personally, yeah, no, I don't know. The boss didn't really do much for me. It was custom coded, so that was cool, but... yeah, I'll give the designer props for that. Mario deserves props for that, but otherwise, like, wasn't quite as interesting as some other things we've seen. Like, even back in, oh god, what's the Quint's Met Factory? Even though that kind of triple gachapon plus weird metal dropping Quint boss was kind of a pile of shit, I enjoyed it more because it was just like, it was interesting, it was different, it was thematic too. I don't know, I like that. Let's let's see. As far as the level goes, this isn't much. Few neat ideas. Yeah, exactly. Just very there. Elect beams. Yeah, just skip right past almost all of them. And this early screen with Met Flood that I can't say I'm particularly fond of. Outside of that, it's a huge struggle to find things to talk about here. Guess the music's nice. The music's kind of boring. It's nice, but it's, you know, ambiance in a Mega Man game is kind of a weird antithetical formula to put you to sleep. Fun fight, highlight a level. Yeah, it's true. Let's see, fighting him in the boss gallery. For the most part, there's not really a whole lot going on with the level. Short, basic enemy placements. Nothing super noteworthy, agreed. And the most notable segment is probably the second token and how lining up the magnet beam. Maybe a bit finicky. It's not that bad, but it is certainly a little unintuitive to try out. A letter at the end of the level doesn't have collision. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. There wouldn't be much else to discuss here if it weren't for the boss. Make a fracture first, seeing as he looks like a Gemini Man recolor. Start attacking, teleporting. Yeah, no, it gets attention. I like that he also just stands still for a while until you do something very reminiscent of Mega Man 4 bosses. Yeah, not what I would exactly call difficult. Interesting part of the stage, just with the level was set apart, agreed. Malachite Spaceport. Crosscode music. The aesthetics of the stage. Yeah, too gloomy for the Starman tile set, and honestly, this competition. Short and average stage, only several sections of Crystal Joes and Mets. Yeah, not that intuitive. I mean, they're intuitive. They're just not that inventive, is what I would say. Electric traps you can go through easily. Agreed. E-coin collecting, you can't go back through the sliding path to reach any upper part coins that you missed. Nope. Yeah, you can. That's the thing. There's a one way there. Patchy didn't discover that, unfortunately. But, you know, again, that's the consequence of using one-way platforms in a Mega Man game. No one's ever thinking of them. That underneath the pen maker doesn't have collision. Oh, that's why I fell down so quick. If I at the end of the stage is highlighted stage, I find Green Gemini Man is intimidating. Yeah, ultimately pretty harmless. Framework of a solid level. Nice pacing, good challenges. Aesthetics are fine. Yeah, it needs a lot more. It's very just kind of bland, commonly seen enemies in common places. Essence of gimmicks, easy to bypass elect man beams. Some challenge, falling into a tight space with a shield attacker. I remember just, yeah, Crystal Joe's blocking hallways. Agreed. Technical polish could be better. Tokens aside, the level doesn't need two-way horizontal transitions. Backtracking is liable to get you hurt. It killed me once. One ladder is an unclimbable background decoration. Yep. Vulnerable to damage while invisible. Wow, should have tried that out. Each level were longer, there's definitely room to develop more of a theme with the gameplay. Agreed. Break dash or ice wall were the boss's main weakness. Spark chaser makes it too much of a pushover. Oh yeah, that would, I mean, it's already pretty much a pushover, but still. Like quite a bit about the stage. Tiled, excellent music choice. Very refreshing for a Mega Man level. No one's really going to bring up that there was just one room cut and pasted from Starman stage, huh? The finish is just as it feels like it's getting started, just too short. Agreed. Few gimmicks are only ever introduced but never built upon. Yeah, elect blocks, just ignore them. Just the right challenge. I don't know. Could have used a little bit more tuning, I think. A little bit more tough. 10 runes increased difficulty using the same assets, and this would have been an excellent level. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of boring. I would prefer to play the previous level in the series. Hey, Burner Man, my second favorite robot master in the Mega Man series. What's up, brother? Aw, man. I was told that standing under the moon like this would give me some super awesome were robot powers. Were you bitten by werewolf man? Have I been bamboozled? Why isn't anything happening? Well, you weren't bit by werewolf man, unfortunately. You really should have done something about that. Well, let's talk to fire now. Oh, it's a haunted campfire. Sweet. Boy, mate, I'm working here. Get off. Alright, fine. We'll go to level 99 then. Jeez. Level 99 with 99 elements. That is very unsatisfying. Why can't I be earning the 99th element here? Arcade Archives by Brashbuster. Okay. Simple, straightforward stuff. Simple, straightforward music. Simple, straightforward tile set. Alright. I think I understand the theme of this level right now. Okay. Unique enemy. Safe introduction to all the gimmicks of the stage. Good stuff. I'd say maybe the only issue right now is that it's, well, we'll see how the level keeps going before I yap off that comment. I'm forming thoughts on how the, reflective elements of the, gates kind of work with the stage. It's reminiscent of something, but maybe before I judge too harshly, I'll keep quiet. Alright, can I screen transition back here, or was it just that I got baited earlier? Alright, I got baited earlier. Retry. Well, I guess retry from the beginning. Cute if you know your Capcom references. That would make sense with the level title. I don't quite know what this devil thing is from. I was going to guess Kid Icarus, but I get the feeling that that's wrong if it's about Capcom references. Okay, can these be killed? Okay, they're just standard shield attackers. Nothing special about their aesthetics. Firebrand from Ghosts and Goblins. Ah, gotcha. It's been a long time since I thought about that game. Alright, so far the screens are playing it very safe. Maybe do with a little bit more tuning. So right now, they're very kind of bland. Alright, the shield attacker attacks back. That's cool. That token is... I mean, that token's just there. It's not... that takes away from the level design when the token is just, well, here it is. Okay, attack Yashichi. Nice. Let's let it do its thing. Okay, let's not let it do its thing. That was painful. Fake out? Or no, just an empty room? Alright. Okay. I like the eyes. The eyes help put this in the Megaman style. Imagine that's just gotta be from some, you know, top-down shooter Capcom arcade game. Okay, let that come back. Alright, it's doing a little bit of different things. Of 1942, yeah, that's the game. That makes sense. That platform gonna... No? I'm just doomed here? Alright, well, we'll just cheat our way through. It's fine. Alright, yeah, so... I mean, cool ideas with the challenges to, you know, make sure to... What the hell am I saying? I'm already at that point in the night. Cool ideas with the challenges to make sure you actually have to time the button switches so that way you can get through. It's nice. It's definitely been done before, but I can't fault the game or the designer too much for using something that has, you know, certainly been used elsewhere. I mean, hold on, I kind of can in the creativity department, though I won't say it's like, oh, blatant plagiarism or something, because what it was reminding me of earlier was, oh, hey, Gravity Man. This might be an interesting arena to fight you in. Ah, because you get stuck in corners. That's actually kind of cool. You made Gravity Man interesting. I'll very much give you that. Although I'm not sure it's all that different of a fight, functionally speaking. What I was trying to say is that it was reminding me of Circuit Man stage from Megaman Rock Force, because at the beginning there was a lot of opportunity to reflect bullets off of things to actually hit the switches, or to make it so that way you have to hit the switches as you jump, so that way, you know, the platform disappears out from under you and you land on the next one. You know, it was used in great effect in that game, so, you know, maybe there's some inspiration taken, there's no way to be sure, but thankfully it wouldn't seem like the exact same setups were being used, so it was, you know, something I've seen before, hurts the creativity a little bit, but it's, you know, certainly a good use of that kind of thing. Yeah, the other, I mean, this one had kind of the opposite problem of the previous two stages. It had great gimmick use, but enemy selection was just pallid. There was nothing concerning fighting enemies, like just most of them you just blasted away and forgot that they even existed. Music was okay. Could have, I mean, it matched the energy of the stage, but it could have been a little bit, you know, more interesting. That one platform would have respawned, or you had the ability to respawn the platform where I had to pull out the Icarus wing, then that would have been a nice kind of, you know, forced death prevention, but you know, some minor flaws. It's alright. But yeah, overall, just kind of not super memorable, but fine to play. Really wish it used more variety from other Capcom games, from like Black Tiger, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, and Darkstalkers references. Absolutely. Although, I don't know, I think certain characters from Darkstalkers might get you banned for this contest rules. But, no, it would have been awesome to see more stuff outside the Mega Man series to actually be referenced. I think there was only really like 3-4 things maybe referenced in there. What are the Capcom things? I mean, I'm trying to think about it right now. What other Capcom titles do I know? I think I really only know like Street Fighter and Monster Hunter, and ironically, I don't play either of them. I'm pretty much just a Mega Man exclusive Capcom tourist, so. But, you know, I'm sure it would have been much more interesting for those familiar. Because, yeah, just a couple references, just, whoop, done. Sasquatch is far too sexy for the contest, but he would have fit exactly in this tier, though. So I completely agree that we should have had more Darkstalkers. Okay, this is pretty cute. Red armors that dive into you and lined up, skull shield attackers that reflect shots, falling Yashichi blades, all combined with girders, switches, and old school music. Level design is a little middling. Very slight difficulty curve. Yeah, the long death pit before was a lot more difficult. And the design itself. Yeah, not super memorable, besides the distinct goons and the whole referencing part of it. The boss is the cool plane enemy, who doesn't even need half of the platforms in his fight. Yeah, you just need the one. Boss is Gravity Man, who regularly gets caught on the terrain. Can't help feel that the level wasn't finished. I'm not so sure about that. I feel like the Gravity Man fight was definitely intentional to get him stuck. It made it more interesting, though I guess it didn't actually. It was interesting for about 5 seconds, then you realized, oh wait, Gravity Man's still pathetically easy. It wasn't all that great. 2 minutes in, I locked myself at the first token. Yeah, I had to go back and do that myself. Not awesome, but it's fine. Yeah, very empty level. The enemies hardly even interact with the gimmicks at all. Simple ways, red armors. Yeah, the homing Yashichis could have been used to such a more interesting extent. Just the 2 instances. The second one was fine, but you only got to see it that second time, so Let's see. The thought of one spice the fight up a bit. Switchbox didn't really add much to it. Yeah, pretty hard to spice up Gravity Man. Classic arcade hits. Somewhat disappointing stage, probably due to the name proposing a large expectation. Details of the reskins are good. Agreed. Let's see. Oh, the Mega Man enemies. Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, the plain resprite was good with just the addition of the eyes alone. That makes it perfect for Mega Man. Mundane music chosen. Small enemy density. Yeah, barren. That's very much the word I would use to describe the stage, is barren. Laser mini boss. That's a weird way to refer to it, but sure. Let's see. Extra box with the Gravity Man fight. It's supposed to make it more challenging or prone to getting stuck. Yeah. But it uses Blaster Master music. Yeah, no, I mean, why not? If you're gonna go for the Capcom theme, you might as well just go all in, right? Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Space Invaders, Gauntlet, even Zaxxon. Sunset Riders, DDR. Yeah, just a couple of Capcom hits. That's about it. Whatever Arcade Man has Gravity Man in it. Well, now hold on, Flashman. There is an arcade game that does have Gravity Man in it. It's called Megaman the Power Fighters. Maybe Megaman the Power Fighters 2. Maybe he's not actually in those games. But goddamn it, Mega Man is an arcade title. Let's see. NES archives might have been more appropriate. Yeah, absolutely. He is. Damn it. Oh well, we can pretend he is. So somebody get to hacking the arcade games, please. Retroactively make me correct in a very niche way. I don't have to recognize every reference, but I should have no doubt that everything is working together to tell a story. What I get is there's not nearly enough arcade in these archives. Yeah. Dev kit tiles and need a fade to black print indicators. Does a little disservice by having nothing to do with arcades or arcade games. Read. Title from Arkanoid. Beaming feel flimsy. Level's pretty successful. Every enemy and gimmick introductions handled with care. And not well defined, if not ideally arranged challenge arcs. Sure. Switchbox shenanigans are pitched to the right difficulty. Shield counterattackers. It's good. It's a good name for them. Solid. I don't really think the shield counterattackers really did much, to spice things up. If they were put in places where you would actually be likely to shoot them while trying to shoot other things, that would be cool. But in their current state, I don't know. They were just kind of a shield attacker with a gimmick. Nothing too special about it. Could have used Gyro Man. He isn't exactly. That would have worked too. Or hell, I don't know. There's got to be at least one Mega Man 5 boss that would have been well suited to switching, platform geometry in the boss fights. Wave Man would probably be the worst choice for that, although it'd be good to slide. Charge Man would just get stuck. It would be Crystal Man. As much as I hate to admit it, it would absolutely be Crystal Man would be the best choice for that room, because, I mean, just the fact that his crystals can bounce differently because of all the little jaggedness to it. He would be a gigantic pain in the ass to fight, because Crystal Man is already a pain in the ass to fight, but it would have actually been a cool redo of Crystal Man. Yeah, too bad not a dev kit boss. Oh, that's always the case, isn't it? Let's see. Too much empty space, not sold on the token challenges, especially because the second one is just not a challenge. Object placement on the platform. That's for a gap-related sliding glitch. Huh, okay. Any power-ups at all would be nice. Some good game design instincts, but some more playtesting, creativity would be good. It feels like it's going through the motions. Yeah, it really is. Switchbox present throughout the stage, never really doing anything of note. Yeah, a little bit. Very basic. Task set is immensely generic. I'm not sure what on earth the stage setting is supposed to be. Just, I mean, Wily Factory, man. Wily Factory. Adorable 1942 inspired playing mid-boss. Good old goofy Mega Man. Yoshichi enemy is rather fun. Potentially not mentioning dev kit bosses and stages unless they either enhance or detract from a level, since they usually fairly filler. Yeah, agreed. But Gravity Man, other than anything that really suited the stage's enemy set, feels like the placeholder boss and the switch box add nothing. Agreed. Hunter Woman, it's been a while since we checked in. You done sniffing me yet? I feel at home. It's such a nice feeling. Forest, where the beasts lie. Every inch is someone's territory, where you may be attacked at any moment. Truly, is there anything more peaceful? Yeah, well, I prefer the urban jungle, so... Hazard Hydro, by Maverick, small time penalty. Alright. 1N1 should be a pretty straightforward stage. Been liking... This is a great stream for me. I'm making fucking excellent progress through Tier 7. Most of the stages, the exception of, I don't know, I don't know who that person is, maybe Grim, you remember, but just, a very long stage. But these I can just quickly power through, make progress, get through the tiers, play catch up with all the other MaGMML streamers. Okay. Okay, these enemies are way faster than I think that they are. What are you implying? Nothing, I don't know. Maybe I'm just having a lapse in my memory. It could be refreshed a little bit. That bolt was bait and I still got it. Nice. Wait a minute. This one? Okay, no, that one is actually pushing down. Okay. Didn't feel like it was for a second. Alright, well this is interesting. Not a lot of people revisit these, things from Pumpman's stage. I enjoy this. I always wish that, well, maybe not always wish, but, I thought it would be, it's worth recognizing that Mega Man 10 did not really use these things again after Pumpman's stage, even though they have some potential. So I like to see them that someone's utilizing a less loved enemy. Although, maybe the stage is starting to feel just really similar to Pumpman at the moment. I mean, same assets, same enemies, except for using fat spiders instead of thin spiders. Alright, I'm just gonna rush coil. That'll be easier. Sounds like your memory is fairly unfocused right now. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to focus on. It's just so hard doing this. Oh, hey, that's a decently hidden secret ladder. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the fact that I have to use a utility to get to it, but, that's actually a pretty good use of a secret one. Okay, I feel like the rewards are maybe a little bit swapped here. If the W tank was on the screen below and the E tank was here, I might go for this, but for a W tank that only refills one weapon, hell no, there's no way I'm trying that out. Okay, ooh, okay, I liked it. Okay, the exception of that one, which I probably could have skipped if I was faster. I like the fact that I could just move through all the nuttons and boltons instead of actually having to, wait for every single one to form, which, that's such a sin. Why do people want to use nuttons and boltons this much? Quite done with them, frankly. I never need to see them in any other fan hack again. Or fan level again. Tier 7 minus 1 level is pretty short overall. You may be able to finish tier tonight. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I wasn't expecting to make this much progress, but, I've gotten through... I don't know how many levels at this point. Probably, maybe... Hold on, we started at 102, so we're on 98. So, yeah, I mean, this will be the 5th level that we get through. So, yeah, no, we're on a pretty good pace. Probably the best pace ever. We'll see how much is left. I was unsure if I was going to make it this far into the stream because I was just real tired today, but I'm feeling energized again. Okay, this... I feel like it's firing faster than the original one did, which that was not the problem with this boss. The problem with this boss is that it lasted for way too long and made too many minions. Not that it needed to be even more minion heavy and tedious. Okay, and now we're just reusing all the gimmicks from Pumpman's stage. Alright. Not bad, but it is definitely still kind of on this, the exact point of inspiration is very much starting to show. And while it's definitely not the exact same as Pumpman, thankfully you actually have to interact with these, push you, pull you gimmicks. It's perhaps a little bit uninspired. Doesn't add anything new to the Pumpman formula. It just does the Pumpman formula better. Because anyone's you kill, that's why it seems faster. Fair enough. Yeah, I guess the original strategy doesn't work too well on it then, huh? This is a good escalation of challenge, though, with these push-you-pull-you events. Or whatever they're supposed to be. Pumps, maybe? Pumps in a Pumpman theme stage. Who would have thought? So yeah, no, good. Definitely good escalation of challenge. Even if I've definitely seen things before. I'll try that jump one more time before just pulling out the magnet beam. Because, yeah, that is starting to feel like, you know, the jump that people would dread going through a stage. Very tight. And, I mean, no way in hell I'm going for that tank. That's very much not worth it. Okay, there we go. Not that bad. Alright, thank you, Eddie, and we'll be on our way. Oh, it's daytime now. That's wonderful. Okay, and now we're iterating with some of Chillman's stuff. Unfortunately, unlike Chillman... Okay, good use of the Nuttin' and Bolton. It actually made me stop, so I had to interact with the bird gimmick. Otherwise, I was about to say, I could just completely whiz right past these things. Alright, and we're getting some callbacks to some of the older stuff in the stage, too. It's all coming together now. Where am I supposed to go? Section, I remember being pained due to lack of checkpoints despite all the instant death. Yeah, alright. Let's see here. Did I miss something? Drop into the pit. Very, very weird level design, but alright, I'll take it. I'm going to guess there's something down here. Okay. Alright, probably this is... Okay. Alright, that's gonna be a pain in the ass to get back to. I'll give that one more legitimate attempt, because that was kind of just a flop right into the pit, but yeah, that's going to be a lot of instant death. Alright, the birds are also in very obnoxious respawn positions. While it's kind of nice that the Nuttons and Boltons are making me stop to interact with them, they're way too sensitive to respawn again. Also, that thing is just not welcome. Not in my house. Position is just pain. Yeah, it feels gross already. Alright, come on, bring it on. Ah, hell. Okay. Yeah. We're on a good pace tonight. I'm not going to spend my entire evening doing that fairly. They give me Magnet Beam, I'm using it. Okay, I like that actually had a nice water splash effect on it. It would have been very easy to ignore that detail and just make it so that way you plummet to your death, but not trigger a little splash. So that's a nice aesthetic touch. Alright. Laser Trident. No time for all these. Come on. Okay. Whew. That would have been an embarrassing way to die. To magnet beam your way over there and then not even get up the wall. I think it's fair enough for it to be that deadly for a token, but, you know, still, a little bit brutal with this far of a checkpoint going back. This is your BFF for most of the game. Yeah, no, I mean, Laser Trident is, even with the fact that it's nerfed to where it's not doing uniform damage against all of the enemies, Laser Trident is still the absolute best weapon in this entire weapon set. Like, Elect Beam, Magnet Shockwave, still very good weapons, Tornado Blow, but like, good god, Laser Trident is just so generally applicable to everything, even against enemies in which it only does 1 damage against, it's still great. It was really a bold choice to even include Laser Trident at all as an option, just considering how dominant it is in its original game and how it's going to be still super dominant in this game. And I've hit the point where I'm sick of doing this section, so we're just gonna give poor Crash a break and let his platform do the work for him. Alright, Magnet Shockwave you, because I'm not dealing with that. Oh, not again. Bastards are too jumpy, and it's too unpredictable if they're going to do 1 hop or 2. Don't like it. Hey, made that. Alright, cool. Alright, hold on. Focused up here. Slide? Okay, good. Sliding was the answer. Okay, I think losing period is a necessity. Yeah, I mean, you definitely just need something to cut through all of the Joes, so that's completely valid and fair. I mean, hey, I'm not complaining that Laser Trident is added, it's just, you know, it's just glaringly obvious that Laser Trident is the best weapon, and it's hard to balance around that no matter what you do. At the very least, you know, it's not a mini-boss killer for the most part, so that gives some weapons like, you know, the Elect Beam and the Magnet Shockwave some time to shine. But, yeah. It's really a statement when it's like, man, even some of the most other useful weapons you can think of from the rest of the games, like Spark Chaser and Tornado Blow, like, are just so completely outclassed by something that just simply fires forward and is energy efficient. And will use Joes and Metars to no end. Alright, well, that was a pretty fun stage, I guess. Had a nice difficulty progression. The token challenge was quite high, but for a token, I feel like it was, you know, fair enough to force. Aesthetics were cool. In the inspiration, you know, it's very obviously Pump Man. It was mostly just Pump Man remastered, which, you know, fair. It was a good stage candidate for a remaster and it was done well, but it was definitely kind of one note in that sense. Yeah, aesthetically pleasing, functional otherwise. It's fairly fun, though there was definitely the long trek back to the token section was quite the drag, but otherwise, I don't know, quite good. Next level should be fun. Alright, looking forward to it. See, kind of maze took to MaGMML3 for a bona fide sewer level to show up in the main light contest entries. Yeah, fair enough. We have actually gotten a couple of them by this point. Let's see. Hazard Hydro, definitely a sewer level. The hiker ends fusing with their pipe. Oh, that's what their name is? Okay, crazy. Mix of Pump Man and Toxic Seahorse. Yeah. No, yeah, I absolutely see that. Even from my limited memory of Toxic Seahorse's stage, I absolutely see that. Let's see. The pipes run from the start to switch from the norm. Yeah, you don't have to wait for them all to fly in. Benefits a respectable difficulty curve. Checkpoints are sorely lacking. It's only really in that one spot. Rewarded all being more standard combat and platforming. Good benefits to brakes. Yeah, it took a little while to get started, but it definitely got going. One time I threw a wall and soft block in the ceiling. I mean, I guess true, it didn't have the super wow factor, but I mean, I don't know, what do you expect? People make a water level, you know, that's what it is. I guess that's why it ended up in tier 7 rather than higher, but still. It's enjoyable. They're amazing or bad, save for a few segments. Simple, some nice aesthetics to boot. In terms of actual platforming, it also starts off with simple enough with water currents, a few magnet machines. Yeah, it's Pump Man's remix. Yeah, the difficulty does ratchet up pretty high there, but I mean, it makes for a good climax to the stage, so I can't really complain. Tight jumps and spikes and pits everywhere. Yeah, a little bit much. Really, though, I'd only say there's one precise jump on the main path. If you want to do the alternate path, then yeah, of course it's going to get harder. We used the stage up until that point where things got way too brutal, way too fast for those final few segments leading up to Splash Woman. Warning, hydro hazards. Okay. Can't say I quite enjoyed playing through this one. Wouldn't. I had fun. Come on now. Okay, yeah, the hopping cannon dudes is just it is an irritating enemy choice. They're just too tanky and they come at you super quickly. Small egg rockets, nuts and bolts were in the way. Where do I start? I wouldn't quite say blend in, but I guess there's a little bit of a camo element going on. Yeah, when the swallow eggs just come right at you, that is much more lethal to you falling down than their actual attack. Kind of irritating. Destroy the egg as it hits swallow eggs, despite the level encouraging the use of it. Yeah. Oh well. That's what happens when Laser Trident doesn't do insane damage anymore. At least to everything. Still expecting Toxic Seahorse being the boss. Honestly, just Splash Woman bundled the ceiling spikes. What a deal. I don't get motion sick too easily, so it's notable that this level makes you feel queasy. Interesting. Background animation everywhere are way too fast. I didn't quite notice that. I mean, it's not eye-searing like Bubble Man is, so I can't exactly... I don't think it's that bad. Animations are probably why the level takes an eternity to load. Sure, I guess. Most of my problems will do with the graphics because the arrow indicators are subtle. Which direction the magnets will send you. Yeah, if they could be a little bit slower, it would be better. Let's look at end-roll screen transitions. Yeah, that one was just... Why would I think to drop down that way? That's crazy. More color contrast go a long way. Opening stretch a bit samey. These projectiles sometimes blend into the background. Suspect the damn area was painted by Happy Happiest. Alright, Earthbound reference. +1 Flashman again. The tone down for the final game. Yeah, that's also fair enough. They do that a lot. Tweak a lot of these levels to make them a little bit more accessible. Funny music choice and focus any gimmick selection. Classic series reimagining of Toxic Seahorse. Yeah. Putting aside some issues, so challenge progression, blah blah. Checkpoints, yeah, could have been up a little bit. Tricky W tank really should be a token. Yeah, there's no incentive to go for it otherwise. Rush striking, hoping for the best? I wouldn't say that. Magnet Beam is a much more reliable strategy. Fix the problem setting the graphics got a solid level. That was inoffensive. Box standard and thoroughly unoriginal. Mega Man water stage. Nice. Atmospheric. Sticks to basics. Knockoff Punkman. Not knockoff Punkman stage. Come on now. I think this was just as, if not a little bit more solid than Pumpman stage. It was a remastering like the Brightman one before it. Less interesting? No, I don't know. I think it was pretty cool. I think it was better than Mega Man 10 a little bit. At least the magnet pump things were actually on a mandatory path this time. Matters, very talking points. There are some side paths being absurdly difficult for little reward. A little bit. The hidden W tank room is not worth it at all. Number of Bolton and Nuttons. There's a reason. This enemy was fairly infrequent in Top Man stage. Fairly infrequent? They were everywhere. What are you talking about? Let's see. Alas, this checkpoint probably contains the biggest step on your stage. Sing the Trickster token. Cramped, hard to do. Yeah, it's miserable to do legitimately. Not that fun. Enter the Bone Zone. Rooting for Hunter Woman. Okay. 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 Skull Sands Mega Tail 4. Oh, I've seen this reference. I haven't actually seen the stage yet, but I was just wondering when the Sans Undertale level was about to show up. Alright. But, alright, we can have maybe a decently designed meme stage. That's fine. I will allow this. Okay, and these are all just... Okay, I can blast through them. Good to know. At least they're all well indicated. These shielded enemies? Okay, they are. They're mini shield attackers. Okay, well... Okay, that's a cute gravity switch, although again, the tiling is a little bit off. Still don't know why the tiling seems to be off on almost every gravity switch in this contest so far. That definitely switched me way later than I was expecting. Gotta say though, this is gonna highlight the exact reason why I'm not a super huge fan of Undertale's gameplay. I don't find it all that entertaining just to be dodging things. If I have to start actually doing combat, then I'll maybe be a little bit more interested. Okay. Good God, that was a jump scare. I felt myself rattle with that one. Okay, that's fun to have a denied, to have denied health because of Sand still being alive on screen. Okay, saw that, but oh my God, the sound effect have to be so loud. It's very scary. Okay, wait a minute. How do I handle... Okay, make him jump high. That's all you gotta do. Okay, these things are spawning again. Alright. Down. Well, we can definitely make this gravity cliff, right? Gotta be a way. Okay, maybe not a way. Maybe I just missed something. Maybe just the obvious idea of use the magnet beam. How about that? Oh, well. Alright, you got me. Wasn't expecting the enemy to flip with me. That made me panic for a second. Just jump well flipped. I didn't think I could actually make it up that high. Maybe I was wrong. Okay, I can't make it up to that one either. Alright, smiley face. I mean, okay, this is actually a fun take. That's gotta be bait. Oh no, that's real. Okay. Can't believe that was one tile jump while you're on the ceiling. I don't know. I don't know what I was missing. Probably something super obvious, but this is a good remake of a Megalovania style type thing in Mega Man. I'll allow this. I think this is fun. Ow. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I'm still maybe a little bit sick of the whole dodging everything angle, so I'm not mentally here that much. Oh, good God. Okay. Probably gonna die to this. Oh, I see you up there. Okay. No, that's actually cute though to have the background. It's very clever to actually implement that, paying attention to more than just you know, the basic foreground elements. And I think I'm enjoying the fact that this is almost one-to-one a Skullman level recreation, but, you know, just used a little bit differently. Keeps things... It's keeping things fresh without it being just literally, here's Skullman's title, or, here's Skullman's level design. Come on, jump up. I know you want to, come on now. Okay, there we go. Alright, by the time... Alright, that was a bit mean to combo together. By the time I actually got Sans in range, I forgot that the dinosaur was there. My mind was very much focused elsewhere. Okay, stall there, good concept. Alright, this jump is mean enough in the original Megaman 4. There's no way I'm doing that with this thing going on at all times. I'm just gonna tank right through that, thank you. It's the same as actual Skullman's, yeah, pretty much. Refigging giving Sans character on the tails being lazy, probably intentional. Fair, you could argue that's an intentional design choice based on the character. I don't think it necessarily warrants... I don't think it warrants forgiveness in the points department for the creativity part of it, but... But it does manage to, you know, reuse it without it feeling, you know, too unfresh, too stale. Oh, didn't see that one. Yeah, the only problem for me with this type of level is that I'm not super interested in actually fighting the enemies or dodging them properly. I kind of just want to tank my way through this. And everything just keeps respawning like this. It's like, well, I don't know. It's a futile effort to fight it. And dodging only gets me so far. Okay, that's a fun reference. They only have 1 health, just like Sans. It would have been tier 12, not for the time penalty. I don't think the judges noticed that as one-to-one, just the original stage of custom assets. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's enough to mask that fact pretty well. Oh, bye, Sans. I have to go. Deltarune needs me. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's also just the Undertale, but bias, you know, coming into play. The fact that I'm the one person who's not a huge fan. Okay, that's a fun met you, so I was wondering where that spell came from. Took a shortcut, just a bit.
Oh, wait, real Sans. Sans the Undertale, he's real. Okay, this is actually baller as a boss fight. I love this. Although I'm definitely not good at dispatching all the minions. That was a really cool boss fight, though, interpretation for Mega Man, so that brought my mood back up. Deltarune's a vast improvement, so it's not that hard to take. Well, I also haven't played Deltarune, so... but that's a discussion for a whole different time. Yeah, I don't know. That was fun. For me personally, I'm not a huge fan of just sitting back and dodging everything, especially with all the infinite respawns. It's not what I'm necessarily playing a Mega Man game for, or hell, a game for. So, for me, it kind of loses out on the fun department a little bit, but, I mean, it was certainly solidly designed. Most of the challenges were fair if I was just maybe a bit more patient about going at them. Tokens were in, cool, interesting places. Sprite work was great. The custom mechanics were great. I like the jump scare dinosaurs. If you actually just pay attention to where they are, that's good. Maybe some awkward placements of Sans Joes, but, it can be forgiven. And then just an amazing Sans fight to cap things off. A little bit lower on the creativity score, just for the fact that it is, it is just reusing Skullman stage almost entirely, but it is, workshopped enough to not, lose everything in my book. So, it's fine. It probably, would deserve to be a little bit higher up, but personally, me and my biases, yeah, I'm fine with it being in tier 7. Second favorite level of the tier behind Royal Man, probably not quite for me. I think definitely it would be, I think maybe second. I would agree with Royal Man probably being the top, but then maybe second favorite for me probably would be. Oh boy, it's not great that I've already forgetting it. Whatever the stage with all the frogs, the chemical zone stage. That was pretty fun, even though it hurt my fingers for all the button mashing. Let's see, the name did not give positive expectations. Yeah, chemical industry. However, where expected dumb Megalovania memes was instead a genuine attempt at a Sans level. Yeah, fair. Enemy set definitely forms the core of this place, for better or for worse. Let's see. My only issue is that I wish there was a hint of which type was spawning. Yeah, but you can sit back and watch. It's not that bad. Rewarding strong observational skills. Agreed. Sans Joe is a lot more interesting than regular Skeleton Joes. And he gets creative setups with the diamond token and little ending. Through. Movement blocker needs some kind of visual. Yeah, it's a little bit odd. At least there's a obvious place to introduce it. That was the Sans Met. There's only one of him. I think it's a good joke, though. It's a good gag enemy. As far as the level itself, it's definitely not an easy one. Yeah, no deaths, no tanks run. Yeah, it's not something I'm particularly interested with this level design. Not my thing. These are the checkpoints. It also has a decent difficulty curve, though dodging the first shoots is harder than any other instance. Yeah, it was really nice that actually they put 1-ups at each checkpoint. It made things... It helped the health management quite a bit. Oh, see, Mick did notice. It's obviously Skullman's layout. It's a little negative on creativity. But, it does, it doesn't take the whole thing down, but certainly a couple pegs. The one's on a high note, though. Skull Sans himself is fast, frantic fun, a lot more fair than the original Sans, which makes sense. For the best part of the level. Read. Full-on meme level, but it's actually legitimate. Aside from said gimmicks, one of the main things that stuck out to me, stage's difficulty. Not ridiculously hard, though. It certainly... Just someone who plays like me, you could just end up taking a beating here and have to deal with that. For Skeleton Jor's warp ability, or the preview of the Gaster Blaster meaning afterwards. So the enemy spawn replacements. I found myself getting hit frequently with standing in some of the safe zones. Yeah, a little bit. It's just hard to position. Going for the tokens. Tough at manageable, very punishing. It's just a lot of damage. I wouldn't say it's that punishing, though. The checkpoints are plentiful enough to make it not so hard to go back to. Too hectic in the backtrack out of the room a little bit. Okay. Next to full health refills. Quick Tracers will completely shuts him down. Oh, yeah, of course. Megamanizing some aspects of the Sands fight. Yeah, well done. Humorous Destitute. So you're certainly bizarre stage, certainly not bad. Never played Undertale. Good wear Sans character in the Mean Glory. Enemies are interesting. More like obstacles, yeah. A bit tight. Megaman would most likely get hit by one of the spawn enemies. Maybe a bit slower. A little bit slower could have been nice, yeah. Sans Joe's, the concept's neat. Reacting to your buster shots that can cause them to throw several bones at once, things can get hectic. Oh, that's why it wasn't jumping up for me. Fast-paced, incredibly fun boss fight. Let's play with your gravity. Oop. Up over from side to side. Yep. VtuberEN remake. This delivers everything I want. I like how the bones of the original are preserved, yet the challenges are revamped to almost be unrecognizable. Fresh colors, familiar tiles. Okay. As an Undertale crossover, key elements of the original fight with Sans are present and accounted for. Agreed. Or the metagaming elements. I feel like that would have gotten an too many metagaming elements might have turned into a level disqualification, though. Don't want to go too far with that. Let's see. The quirky remix seamlessly transitions into boss music. Read. Sudden unfair difficulty feels like a misguided stab at authenticity. Challenge progression's all over the place. I mean, it is just a generally high difficulty level. I wouldn't say it necessarily spikes up and down too much, but it's fine. Only weapon modifications would lead to an exclusion. I suppose. I mean, yeah, I know. I guess I know that was the rules, but yeah, no, it would have been fine. Scratch my comment from the record. You're right. Break dash demolish is half the level. Visible force fields are incomprehensible cheap shot. They need a more careful introduction. Tiles missing behind the boss gates. Level back. When judging began, I couldn't appreciate any references to Undertale because I hadn't played it. Well, glad that it took 6 years then, so that Flashman could get it. I could quote an Undertale meme here, but I never really bothered with the UT genocide route, so Full discourse, despite being a furry at the time of judging, I had not really put much time into Toby Fox's stuff, so many references from them went over my head. Alright, I'm not gonna piece those two together. Oh my god, this is a novel and a half. What the hell? One probably would have scored really high, but literally ignored all the special weapons and created its own weapon set. So yeah, I saw the Battle Network inspired level. That one did look really cool. But yeah, I mean, it totally violated that rule, so couldn't be in. Skullmans with new enemies and gimmicks, but it's amazing how those new enemies and gimmicks change how the stage feels to play. I'm not just playing Skullman stage. This is a new level, has a new identity. Stage itself took a chance to use Skullman's layout against the odds, defied them. This isn't Skullman's stage, it's Sans. True, but, still, creativity minus. I don't recommend anyone trying this future contest. It's incredibly hard to pull off. When I played Undertale completion, couldn't figure out what was going on. I, who hadn't at the time, certainly couldn't figure it out. seemed cheap. We were getting frustrated. We'd already gone through several annoying stages that day, and this seemed like another one of them things. Came to it tired. Placeholder score. I'm planning to come back another day. Take your time with these things. Yeah, retrace your steps. Both enemies, Sans Joe. It's both enemy and stage gimmicks. Inspired touch. Yes. Large dinosaur skulls. Cool. Biggest easier stage is the visuals. I wouldn't say it's complete. Well, okay. Dark green and poo brown are not exactly the best colors, but when they work with the bone white, it's fine. Gravity flip never seems to quite trigger when you inspect it. How is this the first time the judges are complaining about this? Well, okay, no, it's not. They've definitely done it before, but it seems like they're all surprised, which I guess I am too, but apparently it's like just, I don't know. It's so weird that the gravity flips always seem to be completely off in all of these stages when it's a dev kit asset. Beats me how that managed to happen. That tells me that there's a more top-down problem there going on. Something's not being communicated right to people using these assets. Let's see. Comboed into Oblivion. Yeah, okay, it does happen. But that is all the whole Undertale thing, so. Usually being greatly mitigated by visual effects to show you're being pushed back, I guess. Sans man? Sans? Sans. Highlight of the stage, very much agreed. Tells I might have had a more positive first experience, a little hard to tell what's going on. Alright, fair enough. This asset has this weirdness attached to it. Fair enough. I imagine it's probably just a lot of people not knowing that you can go off-grid and just hold Alt to place triggers off the grid. That probably, you know, would solve a lot. Because I imagine that the tiles is always kind of like having the tiles... You want the gravity's flip to be in the middle of the two tiles, but maybe it's not easy to place given what the assets are. If you just actually hold Alt and place it in the middle, things would be solved. This tree's making me go nuts. Just think of how high it goes. I want to climb up to the top. Well, no one's stopping you, Buster Rod G. It's not illegal. Solar Inferno. Alright, let's see. How much of Tier 7 do we have left here? A couple stages. I don't think I'm going to get to all of it. I'll go with Solar Inferno. Cap things off. Is something. Oh, why do I always end up finding the skip levels at towards the end of streams? The eye strain's bad enough, but this level's been deemed too hard for most players. Instant death everywhere and a lack of checkpoints. Oh, and the flashbang gimmick makes the sheep blocks tougher than they'd otherwise be. Oh boy. Okay, important. Read me. This level's background graphics and custom flashbang effect are very likely to cause eye strain. One judge got a headache after playing. We just barely avoided being unranked for health reasons. You see the graphics and test the flashbang effect in the room on the right. We tone it down as best we could, but if you feel uncomfortable, please go to left for element tokens. Nah, I feel like being surprised. Okay. That's not actually too bad. But, why is that death in the corner? Oh, this is all death. I didn't even realize that I was just walking on regular platforms. Kids, you like the color orange? Like, look, as a seasoned Payday 2 player, I'm very used to being flashbanged into oblivion. So, this is nothing. The color orange, fine, I can deal with that. Having actual just your vision go white every 5 seconds with, you know, haze and like an inability to, or with a haze on both the audio and the visuals, yeah, no, this is fine. This is fine, also being, you know, the hit comic that also goes very appropriately well with the stage's aesthetic. That seems like the secret. Okay. Do I really have to do... Alright, well, here's the moment of truth. They do not work just like Mega Man 6. Okay. Cannot hop on them when they're closed. How much worse would it be if it had that flashbang ringing audio every time it happened? Yeah, that would get super obnoxious. I'm glad it just leaves it as enemy being destroyed, and that's about it. It would be very rough for you to have to actually hear something every time you pop one of those suckers open. That alone probably would bump it down a couple of tiers. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so I didn't miss token number 1. I guess I just have to use my special weapons for this. Okay, Thunder Beam, not the most ideal one to use here. Spark Chaser, are you gonna do something? Yeah, Spark Chaser, you're actually doing something good by chasing gimmicks for once. In case of the tokens getting mismatched in the final version. Yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I've noticed, you know, I'm used to it enough now in the contest to say, yeah, it happens, but... always gotta at least keep an eye out if I die, you know? No point to not try to reassess things at that point. I mean, so far the level's at least done pretty good gimmick introduction. It was a pretty safe and mandatory introduction to the flashbang effect. Then you got the Ant-Man platforms, and a couple of these, you know, Sheepman blocks to go with it. So, nothing too bad. Alright, what path is the one I should have taken? Oh, okay, it doesn't really matter. Alright, I don't know. I'm having fun with this stage. I think it overall is doing its job pretty nicely. Although, well, that's before I'm sure the flashbang gimmick gets a lot worse. Yeah, them warning it goes with the Sheepman stuff. That's not to be taken lightly. Oh, wait a minute. I see... can I salvage this? I don't think I can... Wait. Yes, Nope, I can't. Alright. Just saw the path off to the right in the nick of time. Unfortunately, too inept to actually act upon it. Spawning the flashbang tackle fires. Yeah, I'm sure that later in the level it's probably going to get really obnoxious. Right now it's fine for the most part, if not a little bit bright. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Alright. Good. Alright. How to cross? Ice wall. That makes sense. Oh, that's a rough one. Okay, if there's enough time, it goes back. Okay, I don't have to time this super precisely. Magnet beam from the ladder. Yeah, fair enough. That would have been a good idea. That's bait, but I'm going for it. Okay, sweet. I didn't even need it, but why the hell not? Okay, these definitely seem like this is like a damage tile thing, not a background. That's kind of poor on the aesthetics aspect. Okay. Just put me in the furnace then. Alright. Given the fact I could basically just entirely ignore that in one cycle, that was not really That was much more intimidating than it actually was. All bark, no bite. You're taller than usual. Okay, get the flashbang out of the way, then get going. Oh, very tall boy. Okay. Oh, perfect height to blast, though. Just what you like to see. Let's see, so far, I mean, so far the difficulty seems right where it should be. I don't have any complaints about it. But I could definitely see how this could be a high-stress situation. In the same vein where just having instant death lasers everywhere, instant death fires, certainly also not pleasant for many. Okay, so... Okay, I gotcha. I didn't want to open that. So I should shoot precisely. Three and four. God, hotheads are such a nuisance in this. Well, hell, not even just in this engine. In the original game, too, they were that tanky. Treasure Survey, I didn't think the level was too difficult, just annoying. Yeah, it's not pleasant to be flashbanged with orange constantly, but it's also not the worst thing visually, and it doesn't do too much for the difficulty. Oh, okay, I see. Now it's no longer avoidable. Oh, but that's a pretty cool gimmick. Make you actually have to find the blue block and the haze. I like that. Okay, go find the red block. Down on this one. Go get the green block. Blue block. Alright. Nice. Okay, maybe a little bit not great. Okay, you need to get to the red ones here. Very much a think fast kind of section. I can see why that gets... This is unnerving. But if you can actually look... If you just take some time to look ahead, it's not too bad. But yeah, if you're photosensitive, motion sick, this would be pretty miserable to have to do. See, hotheads are probably one of these favorite enemy in the entire classic series. Health is lower, wouldn't hate them as much. Yeah, they're... Honestly, in the actual original games, they don't bother me that much simply for the fact that they Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Basically for the fact that they just appear in Quick Man stage, and that's basically it. You can just gun them down really quickly there. But in this contest, oh man, they are absolutely just devil spawn. Okay, that's a little bit mean to have to make you squeeze through. The timing on that one with the Sheepman bricks is crazy. Yeah, I mean, X6 memes started off with a terrible taste in my mouth over hotheads, and the rest of the game has not helped so far. Especially given that they're only weak to water shield. They only appear in Quick Man stage. Called Hothead to no appearance in Heat Man. Yeah, no, I mean, need more proof that Mega Man 2 was an underbaked game that was not officially, you know, Capcom did not give official time to work on, then look no further. Okay, this is a bit far back to go. Not a huge fan of this. Yeah, Boo Beam Trap too. I mean, good God. So many things about Mega Man 2 I don't enjoy. Mega Man 2 would this would have been super controversial just, 10 years ago, but nowadays I don't think it's actually that much of a stretch to say that Mega Man 2 might be one of, if not the worst NES Mega Man game. I hate it, honestly. I would rather play so many other things than that Mega Man game ever again in my life. It's only slightly below 3 in my book. 3 and 2 are, I think, hands down the Mega Man games with the most problems. And for completely different reasons. Yeah, it's so much better. Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, I do love Mega Man 1 a lot. It's got a lot of kind of fucked up quirks, and Iceman stage should never have to be done by human beings ever again without the magnet beam. But, like, it has solid ideas, and most of them work, so I can't, stay mad at it. And the fact that it has, some design quirks that keep it a little bit different from the remaining games, like the fact that you're fighting, Cutman and Electman in the stages is great. And then you fight, all the other robots for a rematch. I think that's wonderful. But yeah, Mega Man's 2 and 3 just have way too many problems for me to ever replay enjoyably. I still do sometimes out of this weird sick, like, oh, maybe I misjudged it, and then I play it, I'm like, no, I was still right about that. But then, yeah, 4, solidly one of the better entries, one of my favorite entries in the Mega Man series. And then, let's see, 5 I consider to be, like, the most average Mega Man game. That's not a bad thing, necessarily, but for some reason, it's just, like, if I had to picture, like, what is an average Mega Man game? Yeah, it's 5. They were clearly just kind of going through the motions a little bit at that point, and, enemy design gets a little bit, or no, what am I trying to say here? Stage design gets a little repetitive, Wily Castle gets 2 castles, and there's just way too much of it, and, game gets a little tiring, but still enjoyable. And then 6, very challenging at first, but very satisfying to master. Love that game. Buster only runs. I mean, that's the thing. I honestly do really enjoy 5's extremely weird weapon set. Power Stone is one of my favorites. Gemini Man turned me onto that, so can't complain about it. Or not Gemini, Gemini Laser / Flashman 85 here turned me onto that, so that's good. But I enjoy 5's weapon set. It's like what would have happened if Mega Man 3 got a little bit more love in that department. Mega Man 3's weapon set is abominable, but Mega Man 5's is, what if we had awkward weapons that were actually decent? Okay, cool. I guess that's not too hard to bait when you know it's gonna come through, but otherwise, that's just kind of a mean attack. That's not especially Power Adapter. Yeah, I remember we discussed this. Power Adapter kicks ass, is so much fun. We need more adapters again. Alright. That's a fun soundbite. I haven't heard that in a couple years. And the boss fight's actually waking me up a little bit now. I have to do a little bit more fancy dodging. Okay, transition over now. Okay. Okay, well this is not maybe too difficult per se. This is starting to get tedious. With all of the health that I have to chew through. Solar Man is a boring Buster Hole in the fight. Yeah, I'm already getting a little bit bored. It's very different than the rest of the stage, which was high action, instant death. The Mega Man 3 boss music doesn't help either. It's a little bit too fitting for a boss that kind of ultimately... ultimately just exists to act as a damage. But nah, these two thoughts are unrelated. It's just me having negative feelings about Mega Man 3, combining with having negative feelings about this boss. Yeah, now that I understand the pattern going on, this is not that hard to not take damage against. Yeah, the 2 health bars is unnecessary in nearly every boss fight I could possibly think of for Mega Man. Only bosses that are, you know, highly stationary, super easy to hit, deserve 2 health bars. Like fighting, you know, Walrus Hyena Man a little while ago. That was worth having 2 health bars, but not this. Okay, where did I miss a token? I mean, all these seem to be in linear order, so it's only like 3 screens before finding this one. What does the test room look like? Okay, this looks like this. Okay, quick jaunt through here. So anything obvious that I missed? Or not obvious? Nothing up on the ceiling? Any reason to go down here? No. And you don't remember? Fair enough. Maybe it's something dumb. Maybe I go up? Oh, yep, there we go. I found the warp zone. Excellent. Alright, yeah, with the fact that there's a big orange spot in the upper right there and everything is orange and looks decorative, it's hard to notice that there might be a secret path up there, but my penchant for tooling around knows no bounds, I guess. But yeah, my eyes do hurt a little bit after that stage, I'll admit. It's just very bright, but it wasn't too bad for someone with decent vision like myself. Yeah, I'm sure the orange eyes on, you know, my orange eyes certainly help adjust to the color a little bit. I'm used to that, but otherwise, I mean, visually not that bad to deal with, and challenge was certainly higher than usual most Mega Man levels, but, you know, not too ridiculous. I think maybe you could argue for the skip teleporter, but I probably would have argued against it, you know, say that I were an official judge. Decent enemy layout, good use of the platforms, I'll give it that. Those are pretty basic things to use, but they were used quite well, so I liked it a lot. Boss was just a huge letdown, unfortunately. Yeah, no, I don't know. Fun, letdown at the end, a little bit crazy. I probably won't replay it again just because, like, yeah, my eyes don't need to be subjected to that twice. Warping into a giant room with solar flames is one heck of a first impression. Very true. Any first impression can be useful. Strong enemy set. Yep. Appreciate how it gets used to keep players from rushing into lava. That is good. Particularly the sudden tall boys. Yeah, those are funny. I like that a lot. Flashbang Changies were fun toys that enhanced the level design. They did. Excellent bombardment threats. Sadly, the gimmick usage has a lot of flaws. The cheat block section is alright in concept, but in practice is utter suffering if you can't read the room fast enough. Yeah, especially reading the first one is tough. The lack of color, the lack of checkpoints also doesn't help, and any death between the sheep blocks and the boss forces you to redo the whole thing. Oh, yeah, that is a lot to have to go back through, and I experienced that. It was not great. Huge firewalls, a better overall design than the sheep blocks, but they're also royally laggy when they drown the entire room. Yeah, it got fixed in the final thing, but I generally like the flashbangs combined with the level's heavy animation. They have salt on the eyes. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, even with dev team modifications to the visuals, it's still the health risk. Oh, would have loved to play. I do wish there was some more, like, play the level at the original strength options for this game. Like, it would have been a lot more fun to have that and be like, oh, wow, that actually is, you know, eye-piercing. I'm really glad they fixed that. Or, wow, this level really is broken. I am sliding into walls all the time. Like, yeah, would have been nice. Just to get the authentic experience, but not make it mandatory. Let's see. Proper playtesting could have been enough to catch and fix some things. Next functionality, for that matter, while the level was fun enough beside the last segment, did not enjoy the boss at all. Yeah, too long. But most of what it presented, certain that I'm an outlier here, is a lot to the level can render unplayable for folks. I scored it accordingly. I'm surprised the other judges have harsher reviews. I watched Flashman's playthroughs to see the original versions. Oh yeah, I have been meaning to go through that playlist. I've just been too busy with all the video editing and some other things in my life. But maybe whenever I remember that playlist exists, I will give it a look. But I definitely want to see his initial impressions of those. I liked all of his impressions of the banned levels or the disqualified levels, so very cool to get these. As far as fire theme levels go, this is certainly one of the more memorable ones I've come across, but not exactly for the right reasons, unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah, hurts to look at. It forces you to sit there and wait out the effect. Granted, you could try to ignore the tackle fires that cause it. Nah, there's definitely an element of strategically flashbanging yourself, so that way you can get through the level without, being caught up by the time-sensitive gimmicks, but it certainly is an odd one to have to adapt to. It makes people use their brain a little bit more than they like for Mega Man levels. Be a decent level, then the sheepman blocks appeared. Vertical segment. It's creative. It's very creative. I like the way they were used, just not the fact that I was constantly being blinded while I was, having to navigate through them. You could try to get rid of the napalm fires with the water shield, but hitting them from almost a full screen's length away is more trial and error than anything. Yeah, if you die, you gotta repeat that. It's annoying. Fortunately, shares in the issue of tedium. Yeah, too much time invincible or out of reach. Quite annoying. Do not look into the sun. Well, we might as well be walking on the sun, so that would have been the reference that I would have chosen. Smash Mouth, but I haven't done the design process for the entry. Starts out like what you'd expect for a fire theme level. Plenty of familiar fire gimmicks and enemies. Surprisingly, allow this person to actually insta-kill you. Oh, well, glad I never touched them. Each opponent surrounded by fire traps, which, yeah. It's kind of weird that those ones were like rapid fire, like fire traps. I mean, I guess they, Silver Nix wanted the Sheepman section to be challenging and make it so you actually have to kind of parse. You get one chance to parse the layer of Sheepman blocks before they disappear, but this is maybe a little bit too brutal. The flashbang lasts just too long to be that rapid. I'm rid of with the limited to an anal blow, straight up unfair, a little bit, yeah. Get Mr. Shine from Kirby here with multiple health bars. Airborne invulnerable, yeah, kind of gross experience at the end. Normally contest levels are left exactly as submitted unless it's a problem. For the dev team's intervention, this level was slow to load and almost unplayably laggy. Moreover, the gentle fade to orange when Chanky is destroyed was originally a painful flash of white. Yep, okay, the payday experience. More than anything, this level would have been benefited from further editing. Everything is already in place, so it's a wild success. Yeah. Every good thing keeps going and doesn't quite know when to stop. It's like a fire, it just keeps consuming more and more and then eventually burns itself out in the end. appreciate how well every concept is introduced and repeatedly tested. Surviving the end truly requires a mastery of the challenges. It's quite nice. In that respect, I agree. Satisfying. Yes, the level goes overboard in many regards. Even the animation-heavy graphics are right on the edge, but I think they make the level pop. Some practice, a healthy amount of special weapon use is a level I can enjoy despite the exasperation. It's lucky not to be unranked, yeah, for the visualized strain. Agreed. The stage with the individual elements behind the boss are actually pretty fun. The whole's much less than the sum of its parts. Length of the bosses, no hot stuff, huh? Rather a damp flop of a fight. Yeah, agreed. 2 health bars is way too much. Fireworks pass, waiting for an enemy to get out of the way. Sheep blocks despawn. Yeah, there's a lot of waiting, but I don't know. There's waiting with a purpose. I'm not going to get too irritated about it, so I think that is completely fine. Management will be starting tier 8 next stream, so fair warning's a long one early on. Yeah, I mean, hey, it happens. If I encounter the long one a little bit too early in the next stream, then you know, maybe I'll just have to put it to the side for the next one. But you know, hey, we take what we get, right? The MaGMML3 wouldn't be what it is without a big jumble of different stages, and some appealing to certain players, some not so appealing. One of the early NES stages takes to complete. Quickly led to boredom on your third pass through, you know, and that entire tiny segment with the sheep blocks after the second checkpoint. I mean, having I don't feel like it's fair to completely judge against the early NES stages. Like, those were honestly a little bit too short. They mostly just compensated for difficulty. I think it's more fair to compare against your Mega Man 7s or your Mega Man 8s. Those are reasonable stage lengths in my mind. It gives more substance to things, as long as the stages actually keep going with something interesting throughout. It doesn't have to be as short as an NES stage. And mechanically, shooting a blast here, alas, makes slip-ups too punishing. Yep. Graphics, as I said earlier, still is eye straining, very much so. Dev team had already toned down the graphics by the time Ace Spark got to it. Interesting. It's a stage too much to justify a high score, so yes. It's getting a review rather than being unranked. At the end of the day, I could play it barely. I'll be advocating for a skip on those grounds alone. Yep. 8 stages are a little long, but they've been protection breaks. Yeah, no, that is fair. I do find myself getting a little bit tired sometimes in Mega Man 8. Stage length is a bit much, but to say that everything has to be as, you know, short as the NES stages is, that's pushing it a little bit. Like, I don't need to have something I can push through that quickly. But yeah, no, for now, my eyes definitely do hurt, and it's not just all entirely due to that stage. I need to go and get some sleep for the night. So, thanks for joining me tonight. We will probably be getting to Tier 8 next time. Definitely, at the very least, finishing up Tier 7. Maybe there'll be some kind of fun minigame thing to do in between. Yeah, I'm gonna call it for the night. So, yeah, have a good night, and I'll see you next week. Bye!